Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss juvenile nasopharyngeal angiofibroma very briefly. So let's get started. So this is a most common benign tumor of the nasopharynx. The site of origin is in the lateral wall of the nose near to sphenopalatine foramen and the pterygoid base. It is an androgen dependent tumor, meaning it is most commonly seen in adolescent male. Okay, and it is common between 8 to 22 years. It is a vascular tumor. The most common blood supply is from the sphenopalatine artery, which is in turn a branch of internal maxillary artery. Clinical features. The most common presentation is profuse recurrent epistaxis. Remember, this is a very vascular tumor which is having a rich blood supply, plus the blood vessel wall doesn't have tunica media. This is a reason for profuse recurrent epistaxis. Other clinical features include anemia, which is due to this recurrent epistaxis, nasal obstruction because of the swelling, then cheek swelling may be a clinical feature. Staging. Stage 1A, the tumor is limited to nasal cavity. Stage 1B, there is extension into one or more paranasal sinus. Stage 2A, lateral extension into pterygopalatine fossa. Stage 2B is antral sign, which I will discuss in the coming slides, or there is extension into the orbit. Stage 2C, it has extended to the infratemporal fossa. Stage 3 is there is intracranial involvement. Diagnosis. The investigation of choice is Conrad's enhanced CT. Holman-Miller sign, this is also called the antral sign. Okay, it means there is anterior bowing of the posterior maxillary wall. Hondosa sign is widening of the pterygopalatine tunnel. Okay, here is a CT film showing the Holman-Miller sign or the antral sign, which is anterior bowing of the posterior maxillary wall. Okay, now never do biopsy because this is a vascular tumor. So if you do biopsy, again you will be precipitating a profuse epistaxis. So the given image is DSA, which shows tumor blush. The white arrow mark is showing the tumor blush. Okay. Treatment of choice is endoscopic excision. So radiotherapy and hormonal therapy are only indicated if there is an intracranial extension or if there is a multiple surgical failure. That means if there is any recurrence. So for hormonal therapy we use flutamide or diethyl stilbestrol. That's all, guys. Thank you for listening to the video. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.